everyone, my name is Rage, and welcome to my very first video, having got back from my trip to Iceland. Now, for all of you who don't know, I've been in Iceland for the past 5 days, and for all of you who do know, but don't know why I was there, I was at the Paradox Interactive Convention, and it was absolutely amazing. One of the best experiences of my life. The whole thing was great, brilliantly organised, and it was just, I mean, I've never been to one of those events, so I had no idea what to expect, and goddamn, have Paradox set the bar high. It was just amazing, but I'm not going to go into sort of the details of what happened from day to day in the evenings, what I did while there. That's going to be its own general video, probably called My Iceland Trip, that kind of thing. What this video is going to be for is to tell you what happened on day one at the actual convention, what games I saw, what did I think of them, and that's about that. So, as this video is day one, that's probably where we whoa, but no, let's not just change, let's not just, you know, progress from English failure into dubstep. That's not how this is going to go down. Okay, so day one, we arrived at the convention at 9 o'clock, and the first thing was a talk from Fred, the first name terms, the CEO of Paradox, and he told us what, you know, like a brief history of the company, if you didn't know, what happened last year, did they meet their goals for this year, you know, just a general introduction to Paradox and what their plans are for 2013, and that was all very interesting. You can see some amazingly photographed, you know, my camera work is just, oh, it's amazing, look at, oh god, I'm so bad. But yes, as you can see, that was the very first talk, various slides just showing you what's going to happen and all that good stuff. Okay, so the first major game-related thing was immediately after an hour's presentation on Paradox's latest entry into their signature franchise, the franchise which created a genre, Europa Universalis IV. Now, this is a grand strategy game, and I'm ashamed to admit that I'd never actually heard of Europa Universalis or the other grand strategy games until this convention, and just they are so mind-blowingly deep games. I don't want to say complicated, because they have really, you know, really tried hard in Europa 4 to, well, keep all the depth to make it a lot more friendly for you to actually play, because the main stumbling block people have with grand strategy is they can't make the leap and get into it, because there's just so much going on in those games that you really have to give it your all and just really go for it on the terms of understanding it. And I mean, there's diplomacy, combat, conquest. I mean, it's, if you think like Total War or Civ, it's like them, but ridiculously more complicated and realistic. And I can see that game being really, really enjoyable if you are into that kind of thing. But on a personal level, that I'll go into this after I've told you, you know, generally what Europa 4 is all about. I mean, obviously it is the 4th iteration, the graphics are looking great. It's going to be released in around Q3 of this year, and there's a few new systems. Basically, this is just for everyone who knows Europa Universalis 1, 2, and 3. There's now a new, like, Monarch power system, where you get power for your king, and you get to choose what you do with it. It's all very complicated, and to say we only had an hour being talked about it. See, a few people went to what was a strategy masterclass later on in the day. I didn't go to that, so I don't have a very deep understanding of how the games work, but, you know, I'll give you a general thing. And by the way, in this game, you can literally play as any country in the game as the start point, and that is really, although why you'd play anyone but England, I don't know what's going on there. But yes, it's awesome. There's a brand new trading system. Obviously, you've got your diplomacy, and there is literally... Oh, well, wow, that I didn't actually... You can have I bet no one even knows what just went on there. Basically, I've got a little list of key features of the game, and I just read something that was new to me, even though I've already read this list, and it threw me off a little bit. Professionalism, I has it. You can have cooperative multiplayer, right, that allows 32 players, and you can hot join it as well, which is crazy. And obviously you start at a historic, accurately point in history, and then you create your own stories in history as you progress through the game, and it's all very, very awesome. So as I said, it's coming out in Q3 2013. It's going to be $40 to buy on PC, and yeah, grand strategy, there we have it. That's Europa 4. Now, as for my opinion on it, I can see why the people who like this series really like it, because it does look objectively fantastic. And it's just, personally, I look at it and I'm like, oh, I could just not see myself giving it enough time to really get into it. Now, I know this is kind of a well, I don't know really, but the thing that would make me get into a grand strategy game is if when units meet on the map, they don't stand still, look at each other, and take red numbers off each other until one of them is dead. That is the thing about the Total War series, which just is awesome. The actual battle, the tactics involved when you're actually fighting and you get to see it. Having the battles be numbers coming off a red bar as two units on the map stand still, that is literally the main thing that would turn me off that game. Everything else about the game, the complexity, the map, just the scale, is really cool to me. It's just the actual battles aren't like, ugh. And I get why, because the battles are just one piece of many aspects in that game. But for someone like me, the battles would be my main part, hence why I feel that way. But it definitely does look good, and if you are a grand strategy fan or you're playing the other Europas, I mean, I don't need to tell you anyway, because you're going to be getting it. They have a very niche, dedicated fans for Europa, and yeah, Europa 4 is shaping up to look very, very good. Okay, so after the Europa after your Europa talk, we went to the first session where we could actually go in and play the game ourselves. Basically, it was a separate room. We got a 5-10 minute talk first, and then there was an amount of computers, amazing computers by the way, that we got to play the actual games on. And the first game we got to play was Leviathan Warships. Now, Leviathan Warships was announced that day for the first time ever, brand new announcement. And basically what Leviathan Warships is, it's a naval strategy battle game. Now, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, okay, this seems, I mean, I hold my judgment, but I'm not completely sure. And as far as the trailer is concerned, enjoy. Okay, so now that you've seen the trailer, and by the way, ships just got real, the most overused pun while we were all playing, but it is a fantastic thing for the trailer. When I saw ships just got real, I was like, ha! Oh god, no one else is laughing. That's basically what happened there. And while playing, I played a game against Hollow, and we actually got the hands on, and he killed 2 of my ships at once because he's a bitch like that, and I was like, SHIP! And, you know, I got a few looks at that as well, but it's all good. If you play this game, you have to make as many ship puns. that works on multiple levels, does that sentence as well. It's fantastic that you can, basically. Alright, so what Leviathan Warships is. You customize your fleet, you have a point limit, and the more points you have, the more boats / equipment you can have. There is weapon slots on the boats, defensive slots, utility like mines or decoy or smoke, weapons like laser beams, artillery, rockets, and defensive stuff like shields, invisibility, and it's all really cool. My favourite tactic was to get 2 very small scout ships, fill them with mine launchers, put invisibility on them, sneak them into the enemies, where they've got most of their ships, and just douse the area in mines. I mean, it normally means sacrificing the 2 scouts, but it just makes it really, really cool. So yeah, you can edit your ships, come up with different combinations, and it's turn-based with a sort of action-y element. Basically, you plan out your general plan, you commit to your move, and then the game plays for a few seconds, and you can see what's going on. You again get a chance to, change your plan if you want, or if it's going badly, or if it's all going well, just commit again and watch out how it all plays out. Now, I wish I could have some footage of this for you, but my damn hard drive broke on me while I was there, and unfortunately I wasn't able to record, hence you are getting the screenshots among various things, and I do apologise for that. But yes, you have different factions in the game, the Commonwealth, the Marauders, and the Elites, and the really cool thing about this game is its cross-platform play. against PC, Mac, iPod, and Android, and iPad even, and Android. So potentially you could have a 1v1 no, sorry, you could have a 2v2 where each player is on a different system, a PC, Mac, iPad, and Android, and that is really cool. There's challenge missions which can be played co-op. There's a co-op campaign with 9 missions. You can face people in just general skirmishes, just for the sake of killing, and then you have cloud saving, which means you can continue your sessions from any computer or location, and you can also be involved in multiple battles at once. Jump in one, make your move, jump in another, make a move in that, and it's really, really awesome. You can also save your battles to watch back and, you know, learn what you did wrong, and it's just really awesome. That is going to be coming out in 2013, not sure when yet. It's going to be $20, and yeah, it's just going to be absolutely awesome. Now, as you may have heard by how enthusiastic I'm talking about it, when I saw the trailer and had it explained to me, and before I sat down to play, I was like, I don't know, it seems kind of, basically, that was my thing. And once I started playing it, I was like, damn, this is really cool. See, my worry was that it's just going to be, this is what you do, get these particular ships, just send them at your opponent, hope that you win, watch it happen. But there is a very surprising amount of depth in the ocean of Leviathan Warships. I've been waiting to use that for 4 days, and it's really, really good fun. You hear people like, damn it, you sunk my battleship! There is so many puns with this game, it's just brilliant. I mean, I spoke to the lead producer of this game for a while over the various evenings at the various restaurants that we went to, and I got a lot of insight from him into the thought process behind this game and the game that I'm about to talk about. I mean, he's called Andreas, and apart from being able to drink like an absolute champion, I do not know what, do never challenge this guy to a drinking competition. It will not work out for you. He's really insightful, and it was great, you know, being able to ask him loads of questions about Paradox, gaming in general, and specifically the games he was working on, and I got a lot of insight from this game, the thought process behind it, and it's all really, really sound. It's just, it's good. I'm looking forward to this. I'm going to do some videos on it. This is one of the free games that I was mainly blown away by in a game about a battleship. I'm on fire. Good job, there's loads of water around. I'm gonna stop now, I promise. And yeah, I was just blown away by this game. It was great. But free games from this convention I'm going to be making further videos on. This is one of them. So yes, it's great. I would definitely recommend following this and checking it out when it comes out. The strategy is there, and it's, well, I've said all I need to say about it. It really does work well. Alright, so the next game that we got to check out was Magicka! Wizards of the Square Tablets. Yes, indeed. And that was definitely interesting, because I mean, obviously, you remember I did a Magicka series that's hollow stock because he was a little bitch and didn't want me killing him. But yeah, they are now making a Magicka game for specifically tablets, is what I'm trying to tell you, and here is the trailer for that game.
Yeah, at one time a goblin was crawling all over me.
Quiet. It must be down here somewhere.
And my grease spell backfired. That's sick.
Jeez, how did someone get this down here?
What do you think it does?
Let's see now.
Huh?
This looks familiar.
Sweet. Let's try...
Hey, watch it! Let's get yellow instead.
Allow me.
Awesome!
That was wicked.
All right.
Water, baby!
Gurgle, gurgle.
All right. This is awesome. Lightning!
Nice teamwork!
Yeah.
That was so neat.
Magicka, Wizards of the Square Tablet.
Okay, so now you know Here we go. Now you know what it's generally about. I have to say I was skeptical with this, but it works surprisingly very well on tablet. The spells, they're just, you know, touchscreen, clicking on the right spells, clicking where you want to fire them, all flows very smoothly. The sense of humour is still there, it's an all new story, and it really, really was good fun to play. I mean, I got to play it with 4 of us, Hollow, me, someone else who I didn't know, and Joe, and I mean, I spent the entire time trying to kill everyone, as you do in Magicka. They were trying to complete the level. It wasn't that constructive, but you know, it does work. You can play this single player, or you can play it with friends. If you play it single player, you get a pet who helps you. You can also levitate people and throw them around. You can't do those two things in multiplayer because of connectivity between the devices, not being able to do it well. And that's basically the explanation I got, but it does work really well. There's a new campaign, the humour is still there, the story, it does look really quite cool, and I think it actually works better as a tablet game than a PC game, thinking about it. I mean, the graphic style is very much akin to Castle Crashers, and if I had a tablet device, I would be all over this shiz. Between Magicka, Knights of the Square tablet, and Leviathan Warships, Paradox have got the tablet just covered. These two games are very, very awesome, and they're going to work fantastically on that platform. They really, really are. I mean, there's just, again, you've got the combination of the elements to create new spells. Arcane has been removed, because if you combine any element with life, it turns it into arcane, which is how that works. Now, obviously, you've got the 4-player, there's new items, powers, and then you've just got hours and hours of gameplay, and there is 30 levels, one of which is a secret level, which I'm not supposed to tell you about. Whoops! And yeah, it does look quite cool. I mean, you know my opinions on Magicka itself. The gameplay is very much unchanged, just streamlined to be on a tablet, so that's how that is going to work. Alright then, the next game that we... oh, by the way, I like how it's touch, tap, poke and prod your way through the new campaign by yourself, or accidentally obliterate your friends in multiplayer. That's just a nice little description of the game right there. Okay, so after Magicka, we proceeded on to the next game, which was War of the Roses Kingmaker Edition. Yes, with Brian. I can't do his voice at all. Basically, we got an hour's presentation on War of the Roses Kingmaker Edition. Now, the War of the Roses Kingmaker is basically, they are I mean, the guy said he sees it as re-releasing War of the Roses to get it back in the public eye now that it is a much better version of the game, now that they've had months to work on it and make it a lot better. I mean, you know what War of the Roses is, I don't need to go in detail. The actual gameplay's not changed that much. There is a new map, which we played in the stream the next day, which I'll tell you about in day 2 video. Because I didn't actually get to play it on day 1, I just got the presentation on it, which is why it's here. But yes, it's not changed that much. It's a new map and a new mode called Pitched Battle, which is basically team deathmatch where you don't get you don't respawn, which is really awesome. That is such the best way to play. And yeah, there's mounted gameplay. I mean, you know War of the Roses. I don't need to explain how that actually works. But the Kingmaker is re-releasing it with all the added DLC content. The only content that you'll have to pay for, apart from... If you buy War of the Roses Kingmaker, the only content you'll have to pay for on top of that, if you want it, is a voiced announcer pack by Brian Blessed. So basically everyone will be running around hearing their characters yell in Brian Blessed's voice, as well as the voiceover being Brian Blessed, which is just fantastic, really. It really, really is. And yes, that's going to be released in late March 2013. You know how it is, and yeah, that's about it. That's all I've got to tell you on that one. Which is actually not that lot to say it's one of like Paradox's main games, but you know what War of the Roses is, and tomorrow I would after having played it, because I'd never played it at this point, so I reserve judgment, and I'll tell you my thoughts on the game, and obviously compare it to the infamous Chivalry in not tomorrow's video, in day 2's video. Okay, so after War of the Roses, we went on to the final game of the day, and my God, is it good. The final game of the day was the Showdown Effect, and I've never heard of this before. First time I've seen it, it's amazing. The Showdown Effect is absolutely freaking awesome. The fun you can have in that game is brilliant. We had a stream later on after I got the presentation, got to play it for a while, and it is great. Before I go into telling you all about it, though, here is the trailer.
From the creators of Magicka. In a world where every hero has a destiny to survive.
do you want from me? I'm just a regular guy.
They ended up in the wrong place at the same time.
Come on, I was just on my way home.
Now, their only option is to fight
I have a bad feeling about this.
to the death. To survive. This spring, multiplayer just got multiplayer. The Showdown Effect. Fight to the death or die trying.
This was inevitable. Unavoidable.
Okay, so now that you know what it is, basically the Showdown Effect, it's going to be for PC and Mac. It's an action game, as you know, and it's going to cost 8 quid, $10, €10, and it's going to release in Q1 2013. 2.5D multiplayer action game inspired by 80s and 90s action movies, you know, movie tropes, that kind of thing. And there's 6 characters at the moment. I mean, it's in beta right now. You can pay to get into beta if you get the $10 edition or the $20 edition. You get an extra character each step up. And the thing is, I got in from Iceland after travelling all day. The first thing I wanted to do, and the thing that I did all night with 7 other people on Skype, was play Showdown Effect, and it was fantastic. In fact, the footage that you are seeing after the trailer was mostly recorded from last night's play session that we had, and it's great. I'm going to show you something later from the stream that I did, because it was really cool and I enjoyed that. But yes, it's great. No explosion is too loud and no bullet dodge is impossible. Impale your friend with a broomstick and tell them to stick around as you jetpack off to the next enemy. I mean, that's just a great description of the game, really. You can have 8 people in each thing. There are 2 maps at the moment, a medieval map and a futuristic Tokyo map. There is 6 cliched characters with unique abilities. My favourite is the sort of like Japanese Chinese kung fu master, Mr. Shifu, who's got like a dragon furious kick, which is awesome. There's matchmaking, rankings. There's 4 different game styles, only one's in the beta at the moment, and I got to play the second at the convention. Loads of customizable things. It's just fantastic, great, actiony fun, and my god, you can see from the gameplay in the background, I seriously, out of any game shown at this convention, if you're only going to get one, get the Showdown Effect. It's fantastic fun. Definitely my joint favourite game that I saw. Yes, joint, I'll tell you that in day 2. And I have been playing the hell out of it. Yeah, that's all I've got to say on the Showdown Effect, which is quite not a lot to say how much I liked it so much, but yes, it's great. Alright, so later on in the day, after the Showdown Effect, session, we have the Showdown Effect stream. Me and the other YouTubers who were there, Angry Joe and Northern Lion. Northern Lion was hosting it. I was on my team, and Angry Joe was on his team, and we had a team deathmatch, and it was just awesome fun. People shouting each other across the room when we killed each other. If you didn't get the stream, if you didn't watch the stream, I seriously recommend actually catching up on it with the archive footage. Just the fact, streaming directly from the convention in Iceland was great. I mean, at one point I got up onto the stage and talked to the guys hosting it, and that was awesome. So did Joe. It was just the whole stream was great, especially with the game being how it is, being able to be like, oh, just fuck you at the guy on the other team who just killed you. It was really a fantastic fun, and it was over all too quickly. And for the rest of the 3 days that we were still in Iceland, I was like, I cannot wait to get home and play some more Showdown Effect. Yes, okay, so the final thing I want to do on the Showdown Effect is watch this little bit of footage. This was the final free-for-all we did before we moved on to the teams. One of the Paradox guys, David, had just won a round, and Angry Joe had just won a round, and quite frankly, I was letting down my team. So once the showdown happened, the showdown, by the way, is what happens when the end of the free-for-all timer runs out. It becomes a you don't respawn when you die, last man standing wins, and you get bonus points. So I'm going to show you the showdown from the final free-for-all that I was a part of. Enjoy!
Pretty mean roundhouse.
Alright, so we have our last showdown here.
Somebody's just spamming.
Johan is Kung Fu Master here. Wow.
Yes.
Just killed Paradox CEO.
Yeah. Let's see if Yuan has a...
Got 5 people left.
Oh! That's very exciting now. This is Ishishore Fu.
Oh!
Oh! Who's left?
We have Josh from Rage Gaming, David from Paradox, Angry Joe, and Nisp.
Okay.
And I guess like any of those guys in the top 3, if they end up being the last man standing here, they should win. What happens if there's a tied situation? Like, okay.
Yeah, that's the tiebreak. Okay, decapitation, and...
Oh, so whoever wins this one is gonna win the match.
Exactly.
Yeah, we have the benefit of like being the panopticon right now. We can see where everybody is. So Angry Joe's over on the eastern side of the map here.
Rage Gaming is technically moving, so it can't be called camping.
And Angry Joe, of course, rolling with his minigun, which is going to be his dominant strategy today.
Something that we don't see here is that each player in the showdown knows where the other one is spamming. So they have a rough picture where they are, except when they're on.
Oh, this is close.
Ooh.
Angry O is down.
So...
Right, he's going to back up and bandage up a little bit. Again, like the delicate ballet of violence you talked about, where
exactly.
There's like brief moments of like intense action, and then people kind of break away for a while.
A ballet of death, essentially.
And like Rage Gaming had that at that point. He would have pursued.
Oh!
That's one nice.
So well done, Rage Gaming.
Very good.
Yeah, so we do have 3 different winners.
Yeah, so far. So and that's what we see.
I didn't manage to get a single one of them.
Okay, so I probably should things. What's going on here? Words. You know, that's the thing about off the fly trying to explain everything that happened without making notes. Well, it's brilliant and hilarious and totally less effort. No, that's not why I'm doing it. I don't know where that point was going either, but we've all had fun here. Yeah, we have. And that was it for day 1 after the Showdown Effect. And yeah, just a great thing. I didn't know what to expect. The whole day was great, being able to see all these games that are coming out and try quite a lot of them, and I had great fun. And you've just seen everything that came out and my opinions on it. So yes, please let me know what you actually thought of this video. I've never done this before, having never actually been to a convention before, so I would love to know what you guys think of, you know, this video in general and the videos that I'm going to be doing. You know, just generally opinions in the comments is what I want. Please remember to like, favourite, share. My name has been Rage. This has been day 1 of the Paradox Convention. I will see you next time. Goodbye.